Name Michael Joseph Jackson. Occupation singer, dancer, actor. Date of birth 29/8/1958. Date of death 25/6/2009. Place of birth Gary, Indiana. Place of death Los Angeles, USA. Zodiac sign Michael Jackson is a singer, actor, dancer, arranger, producer, songwriter. He became famous not only as a musician, but also for his work in the cinema. With his participation, the films Moonwalk, Miss Robinson, Men in Black 2, and the musical Wiz were released. He was measured by the fate of only 50 Earth years, but after himself he left such a legacy that can be comprehended and assimilated for several thousand man-years. Michael Jackson is a legendary man who has become the most successful pop musician in the history of the world. The total number of singles, albums and compilations sold by the singer is 1 billion. His name appeared 25 times in the Guinness Book of Records. He is the owner of 15 Grammy Awards, and the number of other music awards is simply impossible to count. In 2009, he was officially named an American legend and music icon. None of the famous musicians can boast of such achievements. Childhood Michael Joseph Jackson was born on August 29, 1958 in Gary, Indiana, USA. The parents' names were Joseph and Catherine Jackson. Michael was their 7th child, and in total there were 9 children growing up in the family. The boy did not have much happiness in childhood, and it was all the fault of his tyrant father, who put pressure on the whole family, and not only morally, sometimes it came to assault. Some of the atrocities of the father of the family surfaced in 1993, when Michael spoke about them on the air of the Oprah Winfrey program. The father could not get the children to close the windows at night, so he came up with a tough prank. With a terrible mask on his face and terrible screams, he climbed into the window to Michael, sleeping peacefully in his bed. The boy was very frightened, and after that he constantly had nightmares that someone was kidnapping him from the room. In 2003, Joseph still frankly admitted that he really beat his children at one time. Raised by an abusive father, Michael learned the strict discipline that helped him achieve such great success. But there was another side of the coin. His psyche remained crippled for life. Despite the shortcomings of his character, Joseph still took care of the children. And it was with his light hand that Michael ended up on stage. The father created the group the Jackson 5 from his 5 sons, and Michael became her youngest musician. Despite his age, he stood out the most in the team. He had a peculiar manner of performance and unusual choreography. In 1966 to 1968, the family ensemble toured the Midwest. In 1969 the group signed an agreement with the recording studio Motown Records. In this studio, the band recorded their songs, which soon became very popular. In 1970, the family group of musicians gained national popularity. The first compositions of the musicians took the top line in the American Billboard Hot 100 chart. Starting from 1973, the popularity of the musicians crept down, and they entered into an agreement with another company, but under the name The Jacksons. They worked until 1984. And during this time they managed to release 6 discs. The musicians toured with them all over the States. Music. In addition to working in a family ensemble, Michael tried to develop a solo career. He recorded 4 solo records and several compositions that became quite popular. In 1972, One of his songs, Ben, took first place in the charts. After the release of this album, they started talking about Michael as an original and unsurpassed singer and dancer. His songs Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You instantly shot to the top of the charts. In the blink of an eye, the entire 20 millionth edition of this album was sold out. November 1982 was marked by the release of a new album called Thriller, which became the best-selling in the world. It included popular singles that still remain immortal. For 37 weeks, this album held the lead in all American charts. It was for him that Jackson received as many as 8 Grammy statuettes. In 1983, Michael presented the song Billie Jean to the fans. Following this, the musician is filming a music video for this track, which combines dance elements, an intricate plot, special effects and several stars who played a cameo. At that time, the singer set a goal for himself, cooperation with the MTV channel, but so far he has not succeeded. According to music critics of that time, the work of an African American singer was not accepted only because of racial prejudice. Although the channel's employees themselves say that there was no question of any racism. But soon Jackson's Billie Jean video appeared on the channel, and this was the beginning of a long-term collaboration between Jackson and MTV. CBS Records helped to promote this video on the channel, and it went on the air. Soon, another video for the song Beat Lieutenant appeared on MTV, from which Jackson's promotion on this channel began. The title of the most successful music video was given to the video for the song Thriller, and this video was in the Guinness Book of Records. Critics called it a full-fledged short film because in 13 minutes of air it is a real transformation of the singer into a werewolf. Then you hear the voiceover that accompanies all classic horror films, and at the end Jackson dances his legendary dance, while he is surrounded by real zombies. Clips in the style of short films are a unique feature of Michael Jackson, which, whether you like it or not, had to be equal to other musicians. The audience was first stunned by the famous moonwalk on March 25, 1983. It was then that Michael demonstrated it along with the composition Billie Jean. It was a completely new choreography. No one had danced like this before Jackson. In addition, Michael began to perform synchronized dances, exactly repeating those that could be seen in the music video. Thus, the music video was practically recreated on stage, only live. At present, the viewer is already used to this, but then it was new and unusual, and became a real revolution in the world of music. In 1984, Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney sang a track called Say, 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 which became an instant hit. However, not everything that Michael Jackson created was received with enthusiasm by the public. In 1987, he presented an 18-minute video for the song Bad, which was directed by Martin Scorsese. Filming turned out to be quite expensive. Their budget amounted to $2.2 million. A little-known actor Wesley Snipes was invited to shoot the video. The screens showed a 4-minute version. According to Time, the video turned out to be shameful because Jackson demonstrated too provocative and sexual movements, which consisted of touching the crotch. By the way, this movement then began to be considered a chip of Michael Jackson. When Jackson was interviewed by Oprah Winfrey, he said that he moved involuntarily, because the music sounded caused a kind of emancipation. In 1988, Michael recorded a new composition called Smooth Criminal. During her performance, the singer again surprised fans with a new movement, which was called the anti-gravity tilt. The element was very complex, involving a slope to the floor itself, and then a sharp straightening with even legs. It was quite difficult to do this without special shoes, so Michael designed boots, which he then patented under the number 5,255,452. In the same year, 1988, the film Moonwalk appeared on the screens of the country, which advertised the choreographic movement of the singer of the same name. The rental of the tape brought its creators $67 million. In 1989 it was recorded on videocassettes and sold over 800,000 copies. In 1990, Jackson was awarded the MTV Artist of the Decade Video Vanguard Award for phenomenal achievements in the 80s. A year later, it was renamed, and since then the award has been named after Michael Jackson. By the end of 1990, the musician presented a controversial video for the song Black or White, which gained 500 million views, a record number for those times. The song called for non-violence and racial tolerance for people of a different skin color. People of several nationalities took part in the filming of the video. On the set you could see Peggy Lipton, Macaulay Culkin, George Wendt. However, the full version of the video had several scandalous moments, which, on the contrary, seemed to the public a direct call to violence. Michael apologized to everyone and edited the clip. In 1991, with the light hand of Elizabeth Taylor, Jackson was named the King of Pop, and this title stuck with him forever. In 1992, the artist released a book called Dancing the Dream. And before that, he presented the world with his new albums, Bad and Dangerous, which consisted of the singer's most famous singles. A separate place in their series is the song In the Closet, which Jackson planned to record with singer Madonna. But at the very beginning of their work, everything went awry. Michael was the author of this composition, and Madonna offered her idea, which did not suit him. As a result, after the release of the disc, fans read that the female vocals were performed by the mysterious girl. After some time, the veil of mystery lifted, and everyone found out that this girl was the Princess of Monaco, Stephanie. June 25, 2009. Everything was as usual. Michael was in a house he rented in Los Angeles. He was visited by a personal doctor, Conrad Murray, who gave his ward an injection of propofol. When the doctor returned 2 hours later, Michael was lying on the bed, his eyes and mouth wide open. The doctor rushed to resuscitate him, but it was too late. At 12:21 the doctor started calling for an ambulance, which arrived in less than 4 minutes. Doctors tried for several hours to breathe life into a lifeless body, but they failed to revive the singer. They pronounced death at 2:26 p.m. and wrote that it was caused by an overdose of medications. Jackson's personal doctor was blamed for his death. His license was revoked, and he was sent to jail for 4 years. Farewell to the legendary singer took place on July 7, 2009, and he was buried only on September 3. The resting place of Michael Jackson was the Forest Lawn Cemetery near Los Angeles. Jackson's burial is shrouded in mystery. No one saw him in the coffin, he was closed. Therefore, there was a rumor that the singer is alive, and death is just an imitation. It is not known exactly where his body is, because a cemetery near Los Angeles is called a temporary burial. Many believe that the fact of death was very beneficial to the singer. His debts had long ago crossed the $1 million mark, and a farewell tour of 50 concerts was supposed to straighten things out. At that time, The amount from ticket sales amounted to $85 million, which went into his pocket. It was clear to everyone that he was simply physically unable to withstand this tour. After the death of the singer, his albums began to be re-released and bring profit to his relatives. In total, 3 posthumous albums were released, and for the release of 10 records. Sony signed a contract with the singer's family. Michael Jackson's page continues to exist on Instagram, although it is more of a fan one, because the singer died long before its registration. Name Michael